Hello everybody and a good day to you all. Today I am talking about The Sinner, episode number 7, part 7. In this episode here, everything fits together. This is where we get the answers. This is where we find out why did Cora stab this man she didn't know on the beach because she heard some strange music. You understand it completely. You see, throughout this series so far, we have been seeing flashbacks of Cora and what happened to her before the incident. But we haven't been seeing it all. But this time, we see everything. And the thing is, though, everything we saw in the past was not completely true. See, Cora's memories are all messed up, and so there are certain things she remembered, but it wasn't quite exactly how it went down. And once you find this one element, when you took the one element out, it made the story completely different. But once you add in that one tiny element, it changes everything, and then everything fits together, and it makes perfect sense. When you watch this episode, you pretty much find out why she stabbed that man. You find out why she stabbed him the way she did. You find out exactly why her parents responded to her, looked at her that way when they were in the courtroom. You see why she just said, "I'm guilty," right off the bat without even hesitation. You understand everything. The way this show put everything together, it just blew my mind. It blew my mind because this episode had a combination of sweetness, but it was tainted with drugs, sex, and a little bit of incest. Little bit. But it was just like, you couldn't stop watching. Because this whole episode is a flashback. It's a flashback on the day that happened inside of this house. What went down. And what led up to that moment. Because you see, Cora has been messed up since her childhood. From the day she was born, she had a mother who brainwashed her. And once her sister was born, it got worse. Because her sister was born sick. And so, you have a sick child. Sometimes parents, it could break them. It could split relationships up. But this broke her mom. Having this sick daughter broke her mom. And she didn't have any answers. So the person that she put her blame on was her daughter. She blamed Cora for her daughter being sick. For her sister being sick. Cora's sister was sick, born sick, struggled with this disease all her life. And because of this, her mother didn't know how to handle her, a sick child. And so she, instead of internalizing it on herself, she put the blame and frustration on her daughter. So now Cora, believing that anything she does makes her sister sick. Anything that gives her happiness makes her sister sick. Anything that can help her move forward or be stronger as an individual makes her sister sick. So she grew up very weak, very naive, very gullible. Hesitant to do anything, scared of the world. Then you have, that's what her mother did to her. Then you have her sister watching this, and that's how she's learning. She's learning from her mom. Well, Cora is the one who I'm supposed to manipulate. Cora is the one who is the weak one. Cora is the reason why I'm sick. So I'm going to use that as my advantage. And so anytime she Cora, if her sister didn't get involved, Cora would probably have been a homebody. Never left the house, just follow her mother's rules, and that's that. She probably would have hated her sister a lot, feeling though she's trapped inside this place and going to leave. But that's probably where she would have stayed. And then you have her sister Phoebe, watching how her mother manipulated her, and then she decided to chime in on this too. Well, she says, "Well, I'm sick. I'm your baby sister. You have to do these things for me because I can't. Don't you want me to be happy too?" So now, Cora, the burden of her mother gave her, now she got her sister making her go out on these dates with weird, strange men. She doesn't feel comfortable doing this, but she's trying to make her sister happy and please her mom at the same time too. So she's conflicted already. And then she got JD, who she thinks she's in love with. And she thinks, because she thinks JD loves her. She never had a male presence in her life. Her father was there, but he didn't raise her. It was her mother. And he pretty much stepped out of the relationship once her younger sister was born. And he just was having an affair with a woman next door. So now she meets this guy who has charm about him, confidence to him, and he's doing things to her that she's never experienced before ever in her life, and he knows that. JD doesn't love Cora. He never loved Cora. He sees her as a new toy to play with and manipulate to get what he wants. He sees her innocence and he just preys on it. He sees the fact that she doesn't know anything. He just fills her head with nonsense so he get her under him. Because he did the same thing to this girl named Maddie. He used her up, got her pregnant, messed with her head, and then when he was done with her, pushed her to the side. And you can see her desperation of her still trying to get his attention, still trying to make him fall back in love with her, because now he found a new toy to mess with, which is Cora. And she's perfect. She's beautiful, dumb, and easy to manipulate. She's not worldly. And she's not corrupted by anything. She's this sweet, innocent thing that he just want to pounce on and destroy. And then you got her mother in her head, her sister in her head, and all these things just messing her up even more. And so you're seeing everything happening in this episode right here. And you also seeing Cora. First of all, I gotta give it up for Jennifer Bills. I never was a huge fan of hers. There's nothing I've ever actually seen her in that made me get excited. But her performances in all these episodes, to this episode right here, have been amazing. Because in this episode right here, you saw her sweet side, her innocent side. You also saw her mean side to her too, and she had a sexy side to her. Because you can see her mean side. Like, her sister pretty much forced herself on her date that she's going to have with her boyfriend. They're going to go to a little party, have fun. But her sister having a birthday. And she said, "It's my birthday. You got to take me." And so she pretty much guilted her to taking her little sister, to this bar. And then there's a scene where they're in the car together, and her sister has an accident. And so they got to pull the car over and take care of it. And the thing is, though, she took a drug before this happened, so she's a little high, a little spaced out, not quite all there. This is Phoebe. And Cora left her for a second to take care of something, and you see Phoebe, she's lost and she's alone. She can't find Cora anywhere, and she's calling out to her, and you can see the look on Cora's face. You can practically see what she's thinking. She's pretty much thinking like this: if I left you right here, right now, by yourself, yes, you will die, but I will be free. I had the burden of carrying the load of you ever again in my life. And you can see the hatred, because she does love her sister. For this moment right here, it was a temptation, just let her die. She's dying already. Just let her go, and I'll be free of this. And I could be with JD, and I could be happy. But then the guilt sunk in, and you saw the weight of the world back on her shoulders again. And you actually felt for her. I mean, you didn't want her to leave her sister out there to die, but you understood where she was coming from. The way this show is done like this, because you already know, like I said before, you already know who is the murderer. But now this episode right here, you pretty much figured out why. And it was done well. I mean, the actor who played Phoebe, Nadia Alexander, great job. I really did enjoy her performance. And the thing is, though, the relationship between Phoebe and Phoebe and Cora in this episode was sweet at the same time, but like I said, it was tainted too. It was uncomfortable to watch at the time, because sometimes she was with her sister. The closest they have between one another is a little borderline ancestral, and it's hard to watch. And it's like this, but like this, understand, you kind of see where it's coming from. And it was a moment when you saw Cora looking at her sister Phoebe with this other guy, and the look of happiness she had on her face, saying, "My sister finally experienced something that I have experienced for myself, and she probably gonna be happy too." But then watching it get taken away from her was just like, oh, it was like a straight punch to the gut. But overall, it was another great episode. I really did enjoy it. The way that it moved the story along forward. It gave you the answers that you wanted. It made everything make sense. Ah, well done. Well done. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this episode of The Sinner. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Oh yes, if you haven't been watching The Sinner, check it out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourself. Hopefully when you watch it, you will enjoy it and have fun watching it too. Well, like I always, give my channel a big old like, hit the thumbs up, boom, and subscribe to my channel and share. I really would appreciate it. Like I always say, in my dreams and in real life, I am the Ninja Rabbit. Peace out, peoples.